government ministers representing nearly 200 countries have agreed to a deal that calls for a transition away from the fossil fuels after a previous proposal was met with heated and widespread backlash. Let's go across to my colleague Bhavya Dua to understand the implications of this deal. Bhavya?
Right, so the COP28 talk, which ended in Dubai in a deal that saw a commitment to transition away from all fossil fuels for the first time. The president of this year's UN-sponsored summit, the UAE Sultan Al Jaber, brokered an agreement that was strong enough for the US and the European Union on the need to dramatically curb fossil fuel use while keeping Saudi Arabia and other oil-producing countries on board as well. The agreement calls for countries to quickly shift energy systems away from fossil fuels in a just and orderly fashion, qualifications that help convince the skeptics. Under the deal, countries also are called to contribute to a global transition effort rather than being outright compelled to make that shift on their own. Sultan Al Jaber, who is also the chief executive officer of Abu Dhabi National Oil Company, brought the gavel down to confirm that the deal early on Wednesday afternoon, a day later than initially scheduled. While the outcome falls short on the phase-out most countries wanted, it does break a new ground. No previous summit has mentioned moving away from oil and gas and the fuels that have underpinned the global economy for decades now. Now, how quickly that becomes a reality won't be decided by this diplomatic horse trading that clinched in the today's deal, but by investors, consumers, as well as national governments. Still, the Dubai decision is an important marker in the global direction of travel toward a low-carbon energy system on a global level. The text also includes agreements to triple deployment of renewable power and double the rate of efficiency gains by the end of this decade. The COP28 language pushing a decline in fossil fuel use will send a signal that the world is now thinking about it and change the way investors assess the risk of those ventures.
Thank you, Bhavya, for taking us through that.